Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV back with another video, and we are back with another Dave episode. This is the 9th episode of Season 3. We are rolling like right along. The finale is going to be next week. I'm really excited. This has been a really good season conceptually, so let's just have a discussion, and then I'm going to go up and watch Dexter. I think I should be able to finish it before work. So yeah, when Dave is over, what will the shape of our protagonist's journey look like? Throughout these 3 seasons, Dave's rise to fame has frequently followed an anti-hero arc, with the selfishness driving away the people he cares about. But while Season 1 followed a fairly linear path, Dave's storyline hasn't been as straightforward since then. Season 2 ended with him finally helping out Gaeta, one of the first selfless decisions we've seen him make on the show, and Season 3 has bopped all around with Dave's likability complex, hinting at growth only to undercut it at unexpected moments. There's a risk to plotting out a character arc like that. Plenty of dramas feature characters who fail to change, but it's harder to accept one who flips back and forth so often. Before long, it's possible that cycle will begin wearing out its welcome. But it's hard to argue with the format when it produces an episode like Dreamgirl, which feels like the culmination of several different stories simultaneously, including a larger thematic one. The episode begins with a glimpse of Emma's documentary for the Looking for Love tour. Dave tells Gaeta, at the height of his promiscuity, that women are not objects, only for director Shannon Murphy to cut ironically to an eerie scene of an elite sex doll manufacturer putting together his lifelike creations. It turns out this $7,000 doll, complete with the device for warming her orifices, now belongs to one Dave Bird. Again, the guy we just saw insist that women weren't objects. It's a good day for him, all things considered, even if he's experiencing periodic sound-swallowing panic while waiting for a text back from Rachel McAdams, which was the fallout of the Met Gala. He even has his girlfriend's support on his new purchase. She's more fascinated by it than weirded out, just like she was with the Scrogard, which is really what has been making this relationship work so far. But that frankly incredible show of courtesy no longer seems to hold much novelty to Dave. Think about the episode's title. What says Dreamgirl like someone willing to embrace Dave's oddest quirks and fetishes and immediately accept his apology after learning about his death scam? Dave says during the documentary that his type is the sweet girl next door, and Robin sure seems to fit that narrative. But the title also refers, of course, to Rachel McAdams, the subject of Dave's latest song. The guy just found out that his girlfriend is moving to Los Angeles, but he ends up dreaming mainly about Rachel. Not just about filming a sex scene with her, but about meeting celebrities like Drake through her, like using her as an object, as a passage to meet famous people for his own gain. When Robin does appear in his dream, she's an intruder, an unpleasant reminder of the real world. The next day, Dave asked Emma to cut the Robin footage out of the doc, feeling extra pressure by the sudden escalation of his relationship. There's so much to unpack about the friends and family screening of Emma's tour documentary, which accomplishes a shocking amount in a short span of time. When we jump in, the movie starts to get pretty critical of Dave. We hear from Emma, Mike, and Els about how difficult it is to work with him, to the point that Mike and Els chat about their preferred methods for murdering him. From there, the doc transforms into the scathing interrogation of Dave's toxic perfectionism and how it manifests itself in every area of his life, including his search for romantic love. In TV and movies, it's often hard to create in-universe art that achieves what the characters claim it does, and I did feel some skepticism about Emma's film. The editing style made it hard to believe it could go on for a full 90 minutes. But it ultimately feels kind of brilliant anyway, because Emma's analysis of her friend is legitimately perceptive, which of course means that Vanessa McGee's script is perceptive. Showcasing Dave's behavior from their editing sessions feels like swift retribution for how snotty he was to Emma earlier, and the subsequent examples of his complaining, a good sandwich with not quite good enough bread, a couch with not quite right pillows, are just as effective symbols for his neurosis. Sometimes I wish Dave would take more time away from Dave, doing more episodes like Els and Emma's mini rom-com from season 1. I mean, I think that would be great, to even like another Gaeta episode. Like, Gaeta's an awesome character. Like, he's like He's like a very stereotypical, like up and coming rapper. He just wants the fame. He just wants the women. Like, that's great. That would be great for this show. But I really have enjoyed this season's method of giving them small but coherent arcs that play out alongside Dave's. Here, the doc pulls in perspectives from the whole ensemble to clarify their various standings with Dave, hinting why Els might stick with his childhood best friend despite how difficult he is, for example, and acknowledging Mike's unhealthy need for approval from a male figure. Gaeta is the most unambiguously complimentary, of course. Following the screening, two major character-defining confrontations happen. In the first, Dave offers Emma his compliments while presumptuously assuming she'll acquiesce to his suggested changes. But one of the most satisfying moments of the season, she firmly tells him that she isn't compromising her vision and there will be no more notes. Dave has been pushing Emma around for a while without even paying her, so this is richly deserved. It goes back to Harrison Ave when he repeatedly ignored her filming suggestions only to finally cave when there was no options left. And you could take it back even further to their soured relationship in Season 2's Ad Man. Dream Girl is a sequel to Harrison Ave in more ways than one. Like that episode, it's specifically about how Dave thinks about the women in his life, and like that episode, it ends up being a ruthless examination of the entitled nice guy. This time, it does that through the slow, painful dissolution of his relationship with Robin. I've had my problems with Robin over the course of this season, never totally buying her relationship with Dave, but while I still think the Robin-centric episodes could have been stronger and her chemistry with Dave better, in retrospect, those appearances served an important purpose. She was the perfect girlfriend. The girl next door Dave insisted he wanted. Dave got exactly what he set out for in the premiere, but it wasn't enough. She might be the one for him, but he won't let himself appreciate and accept that. He wants more. He's always wanting more. He's a perfectionist. Everything Robin says after the screening is completely true, from her description of herself as the understudy to his grand version of love, to her aching remark about wanting to be the thing that excites him, to her diagnosis of Dave as somebody perpetually looking for love without actually wanting to find it. He's just like using these women to look for love. And at the end of the day, she kind of pulls it together by comparing him to Gaeta. And it's like very true. Like, he's looking for love without actually wanting to look for love. He's like he's not hooking up with girls like Gaeta is, but he's using this relation, like, he's like Gaeta, but with like deeper relationships almost. It all comes back to that perfectionism issue. Ali alluded to back in Wisconsin, Dave expects everyone else to be perfect despite his own myriad imperfections. I love the way Dream Girl threads together Dave's toxic perfectionism with this toxic masculinity, showing the way they build on each other and end up hurting all the women in his life. Dave is not an abuser, but a particular strain of entitlement is running through his relationship with women, whether it's Robin, Emma, Allie, or his childhood crush Brittany. Multiple glimpses of the tour doc in this episode pointedly show Dave giving Gaeta shit for his womanizing, but he's being a hypocrite in those moments. Dave's misogyny is more insidious and below the surface. In the final scene, Dave fucks his premium sex doll, the most obvious symbol yet of his comfort with dehumanizing the women in his life. It's not a coincidence that earlier in this episode he said her lipstick made her look like a whore. He can't stop reducing them to their purposes. Emma is just an employee, while Robin is an ever-flowing source of Midwestern chill disguised as a girlfriend. And this thing, with the dead eyes and the hair slipping off its scalp, is for fucking, simply. In the final moment of the episode, Dave finally gets a text back from Rachel McAdams about her availability, proving Robin's prediction correct. What remains to be seen is whether a date with his dream girl would bring Dave fulfillment at this point. After all, as I said, he already had his real dream girl, and now he may have lost her forever. I'm more curious than ever about where the show will go with this arc. With one episode left, is Dave heading for a big moral compromise like the end of Season 1, or a rare moment of perspective like the end of Season 2? I'm not sure Dave can spend its whole run alternating between the two, but then again, maybe this very episode proved me wrong. And yeah, this was a really good episode. I loved all the I just loved the contradictory nature of it all. You know, Dave looking for the perfect partner, yet like being a hypocrite at the same time, and finding that perfect partner and saying like he knows nobody is perfect, but this whole time he's just been using this girl, this perfect girl. This is probably one of the best, if not the best opportunities he's had for a good relationship. He's just using her. I mean, I don't really have much to say. It's just a really good show. I need you guys to watch it. Obviously, that's a spoiler review, so you probably should have watched the episode first. But yeah, NBA basketball on tonight. So if the game is good, I'll talk about it. If not, we'll probably do a stream. I work 11 to 7, so I will be able to watch the Celtics. I mean, this is possibly their last game of the season. I'll also be able to watch their Saturday game, so I can watch them play some basketball if they keep winning. Hopefully our season can keep going into the finals. I think that would be awesome if we came back 3-0. I know it's not possible at this point in history, but let's make it possible.